you hear me?
I can hear you. How about Marwan? Marwan, do you hear me? Mr. Marwan, do you hear me? How are you, Zina? What is your plans for today?
I'm good. What about you?
I am good. That's a short answer. What's your plans? What's in your bucket list for today?
Today I would like to play sports and some new exercises. I would like to lose weight.
Say it again.
Okay, and
Say it again. I can't hear you well.
do you hear me right now?
Yes.
I like to play sport. I like to play more exercises because I'd like to lose weight.
That's awesome.
Although I'm not very fat. Although I'm not very fat, but I like also maybe on cooking.
What kind
maybe
of
I'll
sports?
watch movies at the end.
What kind of sports do you play?
Pardon?
What kind of sports do you play?
I have some machines at home, and sometimes I do Zumba, and I just open YouTube and do anything.
Would you please tell me a little bit about Zumba? What kind of sport is that?
Well, Zumba, it's a really nice sport, but it's, in general, like originally it should be with the group, not with you individually. When I used to play it at the gym, but I don't go to the gym right now. So the coach will stand in front of you, and she will do, a different dancing. She will dance in general, and you will dance after her. You can say it's just like dancing.
Okay.
It's it gives you fun.
Would you please walk me through the steps on how you do it in details, and what is the benefits of doing Zumba?
Well, indeed, something indeed. First of all, you should do warm up, and then you should movements.
What kind of movement do you do?
Specific movements. Pardon?
What kind of movement do you do?
Different things. It's as if you are going to dance, like move your hands, move your leg, move your waist, everything. You will move all your body. When you play it, and it's benefit, like when you play it with a group, it should play it with a group. You feel that the group will motivate you. Now you will have fun.
Okay, I see that. Okay, let's move to Mr. John. Mr. John, I'm not sure if you can hear me or not. Do you hear me, Mr. John? Marwan, do you hear me? Mr. Rad, do you hear me? Going back to Zina. Zina, do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I don't know why the other ones do not hear me now, but the second question is, I want you to give me 3 kind of sports that usually females love in Iraq, according to your experience, and why?
Well, okay, to be honest, I personally don't like sport, but I sometimes do it. So I'm not, have a lot of experience. I think, let me think about this. I think women, they usually like Zumba. Do you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you quite well,
Yes,
but I'm removing some people who are just bringing noise to the group actually. So I'm gonna admit Ahmed, Judy, and I'm going to admit other people here. But I promise you guys, if anyone just makes any kind of noise, I will just go ahead and delete them. Zina, tell me about Iraq. Why don't you think that there is a kind of culture for sport for women? This is a very important topic that we should address actually.
But culture, you mean?
Yeah,
Well, I think
why don't we have this culture that accepts women as you know, doing sport? What's the reason behind that?
well, I cannot. Okay, yeah, you're right, but I cannot say like that. All the women here they don't play sport. Like well, it depends. For example, like even the man, if you will go right now and walk in uh, the road or run, they will make fun of you. You know, not only the woman, even the man. So we have this thing here.
Zina,
They always make fun of us. Am I
tell me
right?
about it. Tell me about it. Yeah,
Tell what?
I have this kind of issue every day. Like whenever I do sport, people will start laughing at me. So,
They
oh
will
my God,
criticize you. They will criticize you. Yes.
I don't blame women.
So
But
one
this is
like
just to promote a kind of like communal discussion about it, and you know, raise awareness of people why women do not do sport. I think that the kind of society that we live in.
here, yeah, they criticize you about everything, but there are a lot of women who play sport at the home or play sport at the gym.
Mhm. Okay. Okay, continue.
Okay.
I can hear you. I can still hear you.
No, there is a problem here.
Okay, let's.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the way of the society, they will criticize you a lot about going outside, and they, also when you wanted to play sport, you need to actually wear a certain clothes because it is hot here. So the woman, yeah, this is a reality.
Mhm.
So when the woman will go out with these clothes, they will also say, "Oh, look at her. What does she wear?" And so on, blah blah.
Marwan, you're making noise in the broadcast, so please make sure you either engage in our conversation. Well, let me just go ahead and delete you. Okay.
Yeah. So the culture, the
Um,
behavior, and
mhm.
so on.
Okay. Now let me move to Abbas Shamkhi. Do you hear me, Mr. Abbas? I am not sure if Mr. Abbas hears me right now. Mr. Abbas, I'm not sure if you can hear me. Ahmed, Judy, and John, do you hear me?
Hello, Mr. Walid. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Mr. John. How are you?
Good, good. Uh, This is my first time joining the live stream. So, how's it going?
It's going positively, except for the COVID-19, which we wish to go negatively. Tell me about you. Where are you from, and what kind of things do you do today in the curfew?
I'm just laying in my bed, just listening to this conversation because there's nothing else to do.
Mm-hmm.
I live in Australia. I think you know me.
Mm-hmm.
I go by Andy or Rekani.
Oh, okay. Welcome
Yeah,
back, sir. You're my friend on
thank you.
Facebook.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so tell
Thank
me
you very
about.
much. I enjoy all
Mhm.
these talks you do, especially the video where you were on the bicycle. Like,
It's the
I'm saying to myself, how is he managing all this like hand feet coordination?
okay. That's a quite interesting question, but it's the magic recipe of people who work in the field of education. You have to juggle so many balls at the same
Right. Yeah.
time. Tell me about Australia. How have you been doing in Australia under the curfew and quarantine and all the company?
Australia is almost on lockdown. No one's going to the city. So,
Mhm. I had a plan
but
actually. I had a plan to come and visit Australia and make few tutorial videos. I started my trip in Italy in December, last December. But sadly speaking, I was just caught by the COVID-19 and I couldn't finish the trip. I was doing trip in Europe, and then I was planning to go to Australia, but sadly speaking, it all went to
Went south, huh?
yeah, to failure, as if we can use
Yeah.
that word, because of the COVID-19. Um,
Yes,
and-
this is it's affected so many countries and so many people. Yeah.
So today we're just kind of triggering any topic for discussion, and we started that with the kind of activities, the kind of sports you do at home. So first question is, what kind of activities do you do at home? Like workout, sports, or physical activities that help you be in shape?
I don't do much sports, but I do have a home gym.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I exercise I try to exercise every day, but it's not a replacement for um, the what do you call it, the normal gym, because yeah, it doesn't have too many weights.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But
Well,
other than exercising, I read books and watch YouTube, Netflix, and
okay, Mr. John,
so
let me tell you something. We have one rule here for our live broadcast. When I ask you a question, I'm just giving you the chance to show off your potential skills in language.
It's 12 o'clock.
Thank you, Siri. It's actually to show off your skills in language. So it is not a matter of you answering me a very short answer. This is not acceptable.
right.
You need to give me a full-fledged answer.
Full-fledged answer. Yeah, yeah.
Answer. Okay, so the answer should not be short. I do not accept short answers. This is going to give you a better chance of exercising in front of people, and also doing a little bit of activities that can promote for your language skills to become better. So I absolutely understand that you're coming from the point that you're starting our first conversation together in here, but that's not an excuse for you. Now I'll ask you another question.
Yeah.
And then I'll
Yeah.
give the floor to somebody else. What do you think is the most popular sport in Australia nowadays before COVID-19, prior to COVID-19? Tell me a little bit about it, and what kind of things do you do with that kind of sport?
I think cricket is the most popular sport, but I don't know anything about it. It's like everyone loves it, especially the Indians are very good at it. But
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I don't know much about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, when you're in Australia, you've been in Australia for almost 5 years, right?
Oh, for 2 years.
2 years, okay, 2 years so far, and you came from Iraq to Australia.
Yeah, I went to Jordan first.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Jordan. I stayed 2 years and 3 months there. My uncle was here,
Mm-hmm.
and he sponsored me. But my parents are in the U.S. still.
Okay.
I actually applied to go there, but they didn't accept my visa, not because of the COVID-19, but because of Trump. You know, he's very
So
xenophobic.
your visa was trumped because of Trump.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I got trumped,
Right.
and was not able to get in USA.
I got the Trump card, huh?
Yeah, you've been trumped. Actually, trump is a verb. We also use it as a verb. You can check it out later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know that.
Lovely. Okay, what kind of activities do you do in Australia in your free time? And how is Australia different from Iraq?
Oh, Australia is so different from Iraq. I mean, the country is very beautiful. Nature is everywhere. And transportation is always running. And people respect the law.
Mm-hmm.
And people are very nice generally. Everyone keeps it themselves, and they don't like intrude, or they're always like smiling, which I know It's not very common in Iraq because like everyone's angry there. No, not everyone. Well, I shouldn't generalize, but I mean it's a new experience.
Allow me to give you a comment here. I think Melbourne in Australia is qualified as one of the cleanest and happiest cities in the world. And that stems from the government care and the health insurance and the services provision and all the infrastructure in that city just qualifies it to be on the top ranking Ivy League, state of art, cutting edge kind of cities in terms of cleanliness or in terms of the personal hygiene or in terms of the provision of services and infrastructure and jobs in there. So all of that culminates to the point that it becomes happy, and that is reflected backwards on people's smiling on their face. If you think of the Iraqi infrastructure, it's all effed up, and think about the society is all filled and fraught of thoughts of what to do and what to expect. So a lot of people actually are going through a tunnel and or complications of so many things at the same time that's just adding up negatively to their psychology and pragmatic communication with each other. Now, that is going to add up to some extent on the way they communicate and they interact with each other. So not seeing people smiling in your face a lot here in Iraq is just a reflection of the mental status of people and their living status,
Yeah, and that generalizes also to Arabic countries, to other Arabic countries, like Jordan even.
Yeah.
Because, it's and the other thing is that people care about the country. It's not like if you don't see cameras around, but people still don't throw garbage like on the street or don't throw trash everywhere, right? So everyone feels responsible, like feels like they're contributing to the betterment of society, and you don't see that a lot in Iraq because. Once you get out of the house, you consider the others or the outside world as your like enemy, or that's what I felt from my friends back in Iraq, if I can remember correctly. But
okay, thank you, John. Let's move to Abbas Shamkhi. Abbas Shamkhi, I'm not sure if you can hear me or not. Can you hear me, Abbas?
Yeah.
Abbas, where are you from? And tell us about the sports that you do every day during the curfew.
Okay, thank you for having me in this session. This is the first time I speak with you, Professor Waleed, but I've been following you for a long time.
It's my pleasure, sir.
Yeah, thank you. I'm from Iraq, living in Nasiriyah, the south of Iraq. Yeah.
What kind of sports do you do, and what kind of job do you have?
I'm actually I'm a serving engineer, graduated from University of Baghdad. Yeah. And regarding sports, not that kind of people. Yeah, I'm not dealing about sports, but in general, I'm practicing some exercises just to to exercise, nothing else.
Okay, well, thank you so much, everyone. That was just a quick check-up on you. I'm running out of time here. It's almost getting to the threshold of 40 minutes. I also need to do a little bit of backup for that. So thank you so much for this active short participation. I just wanted to check on you and see how you are going.
Thank you very much.
To continue your day, please keep up the good work. Try to read something, try to watch something, and try to do something that is going to give you the positive adrenaline to continue and carry on during this critical time of our country and the countries of the world. So thank you so much. God bless you. ربي يحفظ الجميع ونلتقيكم بدرس آخر إن شاء الله.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.